The next frontier in information technology area is cloud computing. Internet came, there was a lot of change. The way we behave, the way we do transaction, that has changed. Now, the next level of change is happening in the way computing works. Earlier system were stored on your personal computer or a government computer, wherever it was. Now things are changing. Now the IT has become dynamic. You can get the service anywhere, anytime, always, even from your mobile. So cloud computing is an important area for civil services. Now on your screen you are seeing a thing written Meghraj. This is the government of India. This is the Indian government cloud computing initiative. Just for your idea, Meghraj is the cloud initiative of Government of India, GOI, Government of India Cloud Initiative. We will see cloud computing, what is cloud computing, what are its application, what are its merit, what are its demerit, etc. So cloud computing is basically dynamic provisioning of IT service. Provisioning means as and when required. Dynamic provisioning of IT service like hardware, software or services from a third party over a network. So we are connected through optical fiber network or wireless network, etc. and you can access your hardware, software or service. This cloud computing allows a person like you and me or a customer to use any application or software without installing it on our computer. In normal process, what we do, you download a software, you install that software on your computer and then you run that software on your computer. Here there is no need to install that software on your computer. You can use the software online and get the result. Thus, you can use application using internet. You can use the applications or software using an internet. A very common example I am giving you. For example, we are using electricity, but we do not have a generator at our home, or most of us do not have a solar panel on our home so that we produce electricity and consume it. Or we get electricity from a third company. So cloud computing is similar to the concept. We get electricity without having our generation unit. So similarly, in case of cloud computing, everything is available online and on payment basis, and there is no need for the individual or the company to host a database or software. You access it online. It is like a user. You are a user, you are using that database or software and you make payment for that. Similar to our electricity supplied in our home. We get the electricity from a third party, we make the payment. Now, why cloud computing prospered? See, over the year, the volume of data has increased immensely. The volume of data. And many areas like biomedical research, aeronautical engineering, telecom, pharmacy, they are extremely data driven. Huge volume of data is generated both during research, during trial, sales, after sale, etc. That is why to store that data on the company server also it becomes difficult. And that is why they are going for outsourcing of such things. Companies are going for outsourcing of such thing, and thereby cloud computing becomes important. Now let's go into what are the types of cloud computing. Number one, infrastructure as a service, IaaS. In short, it is not IaaS, infrastructure as a services. It means the organization will outsource equipment for processes like memory, server, etc. Most of the small organizations do not have their own server. The server is outsourced. You make a payment and the server would be running somewhere else. Then platform as a service, PaaS. Here, for example, most of us use the operating system Windows. You install the operating system Windows on your computer and then you run the process. Whereas you can have Windows as the operating system, and you can run even system like Unix or Linux online. You can run Unix or Linux online using a virtual server. So this is platform as a service. So this is giving you operating system. You can use different type of operating system without installing them on your own computer. Another kind is software as a service. So no need to download the service. You can use the service as and when needed. Development or test environment as a service. Many software that has to run for a large scale, you can use such cloud computing system to test the system, to test it, how it is working. Before applying it in the real world, you would want to test it on say thousands of computers. You can do it using cloud computing system. Disaster recovery as a service. Say you have stored data at your computer also and in cloud also. Now say for example your data gets corrupted or is destroyed. In that case, you can get the data from the cloud. You can get the data from the cloud. The cloud system can be applied in different mode. The cloud system can be applied in different mode. One can be public cloud. Public cloud is open for all. Most of the government services are example of public cloud. Anybody can access it. Then virtual private cloud. Sometimes you will find that an organization runs a system whereby a person can access it, but it is only for that particular organization. So it can be for a group of doctors. It can be for a group of doctors of a particular hospital. It can be for a group of scientists, a particular group. And they can access, the unique group can access it. Or the model can be a mix of two. Public, so one portion of the cloud can be public, another portion can be private. So public system or the general system can be accessed by anybody and everybody. And for restricted area, you will require permission. You will require permission. So it can be also mix of the two. Now this is example of a Government of India cloud, that is Meghraj. Meghraj is being implemented by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MEIT. Now this is the Government of India cloud. This cloud is also attached to the state cloud. There is national cloud. For example, when you are filing GST, you have CGST, central GST, you have state GST. So different state will have their own system. So CGST will be there with the central government cloud. SGST will be the state cloud as well as the center cloud. One state cannot peep into the data of the other state. So like that. And there you have national cloud, App Store. App Store, different kind of government app can be there. Then in the government cloud, there can be a dedicated government cloud. For example, it can be for a specific purpose also. So in different state capital, you find state data center. You have national data center. So this is the architecture of government cloud. It is an example of a hybrid cloud system. Your app store can be there for common man also. And something would be for the state government, something for the central government, and some overlap. Now, what are the advantages of cloud computing? What are the advantages of cloud computing? First advantage is it helps in reducing electronic waste. Environmental pollution is a big crisis. So, this system reduces the electronic waste. Why? You do not need physical update. For example, say you have a storage of 1 GB. Your system has a storage of 1 GB. Now you require 2 GB. You can purchase it online. Your computer will have data up to 1 GB and beyond that will be online. As and when you need, you can access it. Second benefit is elasticity. Elasticity means as and when required, you can purchase that application. So additional capacity and application can be added immediately. Whenever you need that additional capacity or application, you can add it immediately. say my requirement increases from 1 GB to 2 GB, then that additional 1 GB storage I can purchase it morning, night, whenever I need. Third aspect, any company, whether it is an educational company or a say transport company, they can focus on their core area and the IT service can be outsourced. So the company can remain focused on their core area rather than focusing on IT sector, recruiting experts from IT. So they will be in that way. That is the benefit. That is the benefit. The company will be focused on their specific area, not to diverge here and there. Now, when you are outsourcing the equipment, you are paying only the rental. You are only paying the rental. Therefore, the capital cost of the IT equipment is reduced. So the next point is the capital cost is reduced. For example, say the server cost is say 1 lakh. You are paying say 5,000 per month. That is okay. If you have stored something in your Google Drive, you switch on your mobile, you switch on the internet, you can access it anywhere. So the services can be accessed anywhere, anytime. Whenever you wish, you can access the services. Now, this model is best suited for startup companies because startup companies have low capital. So their infrastructure investment will be low and they will adapt a pay per use model. For example, a startup company gets a very low volume of order in the beginning few months. So they will use and they will make the payment. Why? To make payment for extra infrastructure. Extra infrastructure or excess infrastructure you have taken on rent will bleed you. So that is why for startup company, these models are very essential for reduce the cost of capital. Next, in your laptop, you cannot regularly go to a software personal and then update it. Whereas in case of cloud, latest infrastructure and software can be made available. Latest one. The cloud is easily accessible through your mobile phone or your tablet. So even if you are not carrying your laptop, if you have your phone, you log into the cloud and you can access all those things. In the recent time, you have cloud storage of personal data and photos. For example, Google Picasa and other. You can sync your photo or personal data and this data can be synced to many systems. If it is in cloud, it will be accessible on your mobile, on your laptop, on your tablet, wherever you are. You have gone to a function and you want to show the images or the video taken at a function to your relative. You can do it immediately through your mobile also. Music and movies can be stored on cloud and can be made available on demand. For example, Prime Video, Apple iMusic, iCloud. Apple is providing music online. Apple has one of the biggest online storage of music. So these are some of the advantages of cloud computing. See, every system has its merit as well as demerit. Now moving into the demerit of cloud computing, what are the demerit or limitation of cloud computing? The first issue is issue of privacy and data integrity. You have hacking and all those things. So first aspect is privacy because your data is put on a cloud and cloud can be accessed if your system is hacked or if your data of your personal login ID is hacked. There's an American program called PRISM program. PRISM program. This is the world's biggest mass surveillance program. World's biggest mass surveillance program. So all your data can be accessed by the National Security Agency of US. Whether it is Amazon, whether it is Google or Yahoo, they have to give their server to the National Security Agency of US, NSA. Another threat nowadays is intellectual property right. Everybody wants these days patent become important. So in case of patent, your information should be unique. Then only the patent office will give you patent. Therefore, if a company is interested in patent and other aspect, they have to safeguard their scientific discovery and facts. So intellectual property information can be compromised in case of cloud. That is why pharma company and high-tech industry maintain very high secrecy regarding their research and scientific data. The pharma company as well as high-tech industry, they maintain very strict data secrecy. If the data is leaked, then there will be problem in getting the patent. In case of BPO and knowledge process outsourcing, there is a chance of the customer data being leaked. Nowadays, many of the companies outsource your data to business process outsource. They make the customer care and the, so these person can leak your data to others. In case of Picasa and other where you are storing your personal photo and record, that can be hacked. Another limitation is cloud server need lot of cooling system. So they are energy intensive. So somewhere you have energy consumption, and if it is not green energy, there can be release or emission of CO2 emission. So that can also increase CO2 emission. So these are some of the demerits of cloud computing system.